देउसी रे हे केको झिलिमिली देउसी रे हे फुलको झिलिमिली देउसी रे हे बत्तीको झिलिमिली देउसी रे हे भन भन भाइ हो देउसी रे हे रामरी भना देउसी रे हे शर्मीलाई भना देउसी रे हे देउसी रे भना देउसी रे हे रमाइलो तिहार देउसी रे हे मानौ है भाइ हो देउसी रे हे देउसी र भैली देउसी रे हे खेलो है भाइ हो देउसी रे हे छेउछाउका सबै देउसी रे हे नजिकाउनु हो देउसी रे हे हामीसँग देउसी देउसी रे हे भैली गाउनु हो देउसी रे हे हामी त्यसै देउसी रे हे होइन आएको देउसी रे हे बलि राजाले देउसी रे हे खटाइ पठाएको देउसी रे हे रातो माटो देउसी रे हे चिप्लो बाटो देउसी रे हे लड्दै बढ्दै देउसी रे हे देउराली झर्दै देउसी रे हे आएका हामी देउसी रे हे आजको दिनमा देउसी रे हे देउसी रे गाउन देउसी रे हे यो आँगनैमा देउसी रे हे चारैतिर छ देउसी रे हे उज्यालो झलला देउसी रे हे सबको मुहारमा देउसी रे हे हर्षको लहर देउसी रे हे जुगाउ जुगाउको देउसी रे हे हाम्रो संस्कृति देउसी रे हे ल्याउँदछ जसले देउसी रे हे सुख समृद्धि देउसी रे हे आकाश दीपले देउसी रे हे उज्यालो झलला देउसी रे हे रातमा थियो देउसी रे हे सर्वत्र टलला देउसी रे हे झलर ढोका देउसी रे हे फुलले सजेको देउसी रे हे धूप बत्तीले देउसी रे हे चोखो पारेको देउसी रे हे भित्र र बाहिर देउसी रे हे सफा सुग्घर देउसी रे हे वातावरण देउसी रे हे स्वच्छ सुन्दर देउसी रे हे चर्खेर लिङ्गे देउसी रे हे बिलमा सरारा देउसी रे हे चङ्गा उडाउने देउसी रे हे हाम्रो रहर देउसी रे हे तिहारैमा देउसी रे हे पूजा सबैको देउसी रे हे कागर कुकुर देउसी रे हे गौ गोवर्धनको देउसी रे हे यो पर्वैमा देउसी रे हे लक्ष्मी पूजा देउसी रे हे सँगसँग गर्छौँ देउसी रे हे हामीमा पूजा देउसी रे हे आज पुरा भाइको देउसी रे हे लामो आयुको देउसी रे हे कामना गर्दै देउसी रे हे प्रार्थना गर्दै देउसी रे हे दिदी बहिनी देउसी रे हे माला बुन्छन् देउसी रे हे मण्डला गर्छन् देउसी रे हे ओखर फोड्छन् देउसी रे
Namaste and good afternoon everyone, and a very warm welcome to our Kukur Tihar celebration. My name is Kushalta Subedi and I'm honored to open up this program as we gather to celebrate one of the most beloved days in the Nepali festival of Tihar, known as Kukur Tihar, the day we honor dogs. Cultural events like Kukur Tihar don't just celebrate tradition, they bring people together, honor diversity, build unity, and help us learn from one another. Thank you for being a part of that. In Nepali culture, Kukur Tihar is about gratitude. We recognize dogs, our guardians, companions, and everyday friends, for their loyalty, protection, and unconditional love. On this day, we place tika on their foreheads, garland them with malas, and treat them with their favorite snacks. The tika and mala are our way of saying we see you, we thank you, and we bless you. It's a beautiful reminder that love and care extend to all living beings. Kukur Tihar sits within the 5-day festival of Tihar, also known as Deepawali or Diwali, one of the most important celebrations in Nepali tradition or South Asian tradition. Across these days, we honor the bonds that sustain life. The first day is known as Kak Tihar, which is where we acknowledge crows, our messengers and reminders to stay aware. The second day is Kukur Tihar, which is where we honor our dogs for loyalty and protection. The third day is known as Lakshmi Puja or Gai Tihar, which is where we revere the cow and invite Goddess Lakshmi, symbol of prosperity, and light our homes with diyas, oil lamps, and decorate it with rangolis. The fourth day is known as Govardhan Puja or Ma Puja in Newari tradition, which is where we celebrate the earth and the self, renewing our inner light. And lastly, the fifth day is Bhaitika, which is where sisters and brothers bless one another, reaffirming family bonds with 7-color tika, gifts, and prayers for long life. I also wanted to talk a little bit about Deusi Bailo, which is what we will do later on. Deusi Bailo is a door-to-door song and dance tradition in Nepal. Kids and youth visit homes singing blessings. In return, households offer treats or a small donation. It's very joyful, and it's a lot like a community fundraiser where music and culture help raise support for local needs. Growing up, Deusi Bailo was one of my favorite parts about Tihar, also because I got a lot of money. So to formally open up our program, please join me in welcoming Michael Doherty, Boulder County District Attorney, for opening remarks.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Michael Doherty. I'm the District Attorney for Boulder County, and I'm so excited to be with you today on this special day. As your District Attorney and as a dog lover, I really enjoy the opportunity to be with you today and celebrate this culture and this celebration together. And I'm mindful of the fact that these celebrations are especially important right now, because I will share with you that I come from a family of Irish immigrants. My grandparents all came over on the boat with nothing but the shirts on their backs from Ireland, and they emigrated to Brooklyn, New York, and that's where I was born. And they came here, all 4 of them, for the freedoms and opportunities that this country offered to them then. And it's a path that has become so much more difficult now. And as a picture that hangs on the wall in my office, in the District Attorney's office, my dad was a public school teacher. And there's a picture that captures my dad in class and my grandpa sitting next to him for Immigrant Day. And they were celebrating Immigrant Day, and my grandpa and others were coming in to talk about their heritage, their background, and their culture. And it was something to be celebrated. We need to get back to those times when we celebrate immigration and different cultures, and not just tolerate them, but lift them up and celebrate the diversity of this great country. That's why I started an immigrant protection program in my office, and I'm going to continue to fight for immigrants and fight against hate and bias and hate crimes in our communities. It's also why I'm running for Attorney General of Colorado. I feel so strongly that right now, the fight is on for us to recognize and celebrate different cultures, different people, and the democracy that brought my grandparents here. That's why I'm running for Attorney General. And I'll share with you that we should not have the U.S. military policing our streets. We should not have ICE wearing masks, sweeping up people of color and deporting them without due process. And we should not have $45 billion with a B dollars going to ICE so they can build private prisons around the United States. This is not the country my grandparents came here for. It's not the country that we're proud to be in. And the work must continue and the fight is on. But today really is a celebration. I was saying earlier that being with you brings me such hope and energy, and I really appreciate the invite to be with your community once again. And as your district attorney, I'm really proud and humbled to be here. And I'm humbled that less than 100 years after my grandparents came to this great country, I stand before you as an elected district attorney, running for Attorney General of Colorado. That is the embodiment of the American dream. So today, as we celebrate this special day and honor this culture, just know that I will always be an ally for you and with you, and I wish you the greatest celebration today, and thank you so much for inviting me to be a small part of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. We really appreciate your support and all your insights. Next up, it's my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Sridevi Bringi. Sridevi Bringi is a distinguished teacher, scholar, and guide in the realm of yoga and sacred traditions. A native of South India, she received formal training in yoga, meditation, Sanskrit, and Hindu spiritual traditions. Please give a round of applause for Sridevi.
Very pleased to be here. Thanks to Sunanda's invitation. She and I have been collaborating not only on on this program today, but also Diwali program that will be happening in exactly 2 weeks at Naropa University, which I want to invite all of you to come as well, November 8th. And it's from 4:30 onwards. We'll have a sitar recital, and we have dances from all over the world, as well as the Diwali dances from Gujarat, which are called Dandiya Ras, and also candle dance to celebrate the Festival of Lights. So the Festival of Lights, it's not only the external lights that we bring with all the diyas or the lamps, but the internal light. How do we overcome the obstacles and the darkness that is not only lurking in the corners here and there, but now openly amongst us? So it is the overcoming of that. And why is it at this time? This time because of astronomical configurations in the sky. We have to look upward to know why this festival, very similar to Samhain in the ancient Celtic tradition, similar to Halloween, as Samhain became Halloween centuries later, and also the Hispanic Day of the Dead. So they're all conglomerating just around this time. This is the time, we just had the new moon a week ago. That was when this whole festival happened, actually. October 20th was the new moon. And so this festival centers around this particular time of this fall, which in the Hindu lunar calendar is called Kartika Masa. And the 14th night before the new moon, the 13th night and the 14th night of the dark fortnight, is when the soul is said to be slipping into the darkness of our womb for a rebirthing, for a way to really think of it as where we can go into the dormancy, just like we do in the womb in our mother. The mother earth is the womb, and we are going into the darkness of the womb in order to come into the light. So it is that particular moment. And why just this new moon? Why not any other time? Well, at this configuration, astronomically, the moon is quiet. This is the new moon. We are in the dark room. But the three bright planets, what we call the benevolent planets, the Saumya Graha in Sanskrit. So Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus. These are at their brightest, and they're also closer together in the night sky. So that is what is the celestial light. The celestial light at the time of the night womb of the moon. And the moon represents our mind. The moon and mind, Manas. Manas is our, the moon, the Chandra. So right from the Vedas, from about 50 BC, this association of the mind and the moon are there. So when our mind, our chattering mind, our self-centered mind can be quiet, as in the new moon, then the celestial lights, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, they're all brighter. The sun is in Libra, which makes it a little closer to the earth. And so these astrological and astronomical considerations is what led to the timing of having this festival as the Festival of Lights, the internal light, the journey from darkness into light. And let's take a moment right now to send our prayers. Just close your eyes for a moment. Let's send our prayers to all who deserve this opportunity to journey into the light, to journey into the light from darkness, to journey into hope. Send it all over the planet. Wherever there's violence and war, wherever there is mistreatment and abuse, wherever there is cruelty and polarization, may we come into the light. May we come into the light. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. And now a little quiz about the 5 days of Tihar. Tihar must be a Newari word, no? Is it a Newari word? Yeah. And then in Sanskrit, it's Deepawali. Deepawali means rows of clay lamps. And Deepawali got condensed into the word Diwali. So 5 days of Diwali or Tihar, and our MC just told you, but I'm gonna bring it up again, and so we can remember 5 things from this day. So, day 1 of Diwali, the crows are honored. Black, the color of void, the color of darkness, the color of the womb, the color of Kali, she who takes care of us in times of distress. And Mahakala, Kala is Lord Shiva, who is the ruler of time. So we go into that womb, and therefore we honor black crows, which are seen as messengers between this world and the afterlife. There's quite a bit of emphasis in this festival on the afterlife, on the gates of hell and the gates of heaven. So we are poised to choose the light over the darkness. So crows are honored first day. Now pay attention, because this is a quiz. Second day, the dogs are honored. Kukur Tihar. So second day, the dogs. Third day, our cows. They are our mother. This is, the giver of milk, and I still remember every Diwali when our family cow would come to be washed and blessed and have marigold garlands, and we put the sacred powders. And that day we, milk her a little bit later in the day. So this was, so third day, the cows. Fourth day are all our farm labor, the oxen, the cattle, the Brahma bulls. So that is what is honored. In Nepal, like most of India, is an agricultural society, so we really honor our animals. So cattle. And number 5, the brothers. The brothers in every family are honored by the sisters, asking for blessings for their long lives and to offer protection to the families. Okay, now, the quiz. Day 1, what is honored?
Crows.
Day 2, what is honored?
Dogs.
Day 3, what is honored?
Cows.
Day 4, what is honored? Day 5, who is honored?
Brothers.
Yay, you passed the quiz. And since the time of the Vedas, the most ancient texts, dogs have been honored. And I want to read to you a quote from the Rig Veda, our oldest text, which I teach about at Araba University, where I have for 20 years I developed the yoga studies program, and also taught about a lot of the Hindu mythology. So from the Rig Veda says, Yama, Lord Yama, who is the deity of death. Yama is also another form of Lord Shiva. So Yama literally means noose, and Yama also means restraint. Thank you. Like in yoga, we have the word Yama to mean our personal observances, Yama Niyama. But anyway, so Lord Yama has twin dogs, and they are his messengers, and they move widely and possess vast strength. So this is the description from around 1000 BC. That is how old the tradition of honoring the dogs. And they say that Nepal and the Mongolian region are where wolves were first domesticated into dogs. So this is why this legend of honoring the dogs may go back in time to probably 2000, 3000 BC. It's an ancient tradition. And this is only the second year in America that Kukur Tihar is being celebrated. We want to give a big round of applause to Sunanda for making this happen. Kukur Tihar. So with the twin dogs that Yama has, the Vedic rishis or the sages, they pray to these dogs for us to have power over our own lives and to bless us with bliss and to long for the vision of the sun. Viewing the sun during these 5 days is very auspicious. The sun represents our inner self, our own spiritual power. So that's good for now. I'll be back with the story.
So next up, we would like to welcome Susan Mary Fronsick. Susan is a master storyteller, educator, and living history performer whose work merges narrative, history, and the art of voice. She has portrayed historical figures including Mary Curie over 400 times across 32 US states and 9 countries. With a background in engineering and years at HB, she turned into storytelling full-time, believing in the power of story to inspire, connect, and educate. At our event today, she will share a compelling real-life story called Ambassador's Dog about a puppy adopted during a trekking journey in Nepal. Please give a round of applause for Susan.
Thank you. I feel so honored to be invited here today. Thank you, Sananda, wherever you are, for offering me this story to share. The story has a little more detail than I have time to share everything today, but I've got to ask you first. When you begin a story, you start by saying once upon a time, right? But are you allowed to say once upon a time if the story is true? Because this story is a true story. You can even ask low-key, or that is if you know how to listen. Or you can ask Scott, whose life was changed by meeting low-key. His life was never the same. Now, when the story begins, low-key didn't have a name yet. He was tiny. I hit the button. You can hear me? Okay. Hold it down here. He was so tiny, his eyes weren't even open yet. And he really couldn't say how many days it had been he'd been alive. All he knew the smell of his brothers and sisters and the smell of his mother and how they'd all wriggled together to get some of her milk. It was a cozy memory. And then one day, his eyes were still closed, but suddenly his mother and his brother and sisters were all gone. He could feel the cold wind of the Tibetan plateau blowing through his really very fine fur. And he didn't know really anything else except plateau. Now, if low-key, before he had a name, if he had had a map, he would have known he was near the village of Sarang on the Tibetan plateau. Here in Colorado, it's above sea level. But the Tibetan plateau being flat, if you can imagine a plateau above Long's Peak, that's how high it is. And many of you, I'm sure, know that already, but that's something I just figured out and knew that it's cold up there. I've climbed Long's Peak. And if this little puppy could have looked at a calendar, he would have known it's February, the middle of winter. All he knew was that he was there and it was very cold and he was very hungry. But here's another strange part of the story, this true story. He wasn't afraid. Because somehow he knew that these winds brushing over him, they carried dreams and wishes up high into the mountains. And just like wind blowing across the prayer flags to a place where they can become true. So he wished and he dreamed of a home, and somehow inside himself he knew this was a home far away. But he shivered in the cold, and he really didn't know what would become of him. Then, suddenly, he felt these warm hands reach around him and pick him up off the ground. It was from a lad, I don't know, 15, 16 years old. His name was Karchung, and he slipped that little puppy inside of his fleece jacket. And he carried him back to his village of Sokra. Well, all the puppy knew was that it was warm and he felt safe. And he sent his wish out across those winds. They went down the mountain. That wish and dream traveled through the forest and across the rivers and down to Kathmandu, the largest city of Nepal. It brushed the cheek of a man named Scott who was suddenly filled with an inexplicable longing. Oh, meanwhile, back in the village of Sukre, the puppy was brought out of that jacket and set down on some nice dry straw. Oh, it felt good to be inside a shed where it was so much warmer. And then, he smelled, it was champa, some barley and butter tea and goat milk all mixed together, and he lapped it up till his tummy was so full that he just fell asleep. Day after day, this food came to him, and in time, his eyes opened, and he could start to see not just shadows, but people and things around him, and his ears started to work so he could really identify sounds. And he got stronger now that he had this food, and he would find his legs and find his way around the little village and investigate little things and smell. I did it again. I bumped that switch. Excuse me. And he was having so much fun, but everyone in the village loved him, but they were a little worried that, well, what if he ran off by mistake, or what if he got in trouble or something? So they pounded a metal stake into the ground, and they tied a long ceremonial silk scarf to it called a kata, and tied the dog there. Well, there he was, little puppy, and he'd sniff when he could. Occasionally they'd let him off, and go around and back, but a lot of the time, but he didn't worry, because he knew there was something that was going to come and answer his dream and his wish. Well, this went on for some days. He was becoming a bigger puppy till one day he felt it. He could feel the energy in the air. And now, Karchung, the boy that had brought him there, he didn't feel it. And the chickens that were pecking nearby, they didn't feel it. The people in the village didn't feel it, but this puppy knew. And he started looking down the trail. He knew there was something coming up the trail. And he sat there at attention and he waited until he could start to smell something. And then he saw these people walking up the trail. There was a man with white hair and a blue cap, and he thought, that's him, that is my man. He knew. Well, these people came up the trail till they got fairly close. Then the puppy looked that man in the eye, and he said, Dai, which means older brother. Dai, come here. Well, that man with the white hair and the cap, whose name happened to be Scott, and he happened to be that very man who down in Kathmandu had felt the wind brush against his face and felt that longing. He came in, he sat down next to the puppy. And the puppy put a paw on his chest and licked his face and said, Dai, you do not know this, but I am your dog. Really? Said the man. Really? Well, you may be right. I am. Just then the man got a tap on his shoulder, and another gentleman who'd been walking with him said, Sir, we need to be moving along. That's when Scott realized, you see, Scott was a diplomat, not just any diplomat, he was ambassador from the United States to Nepal. An ambassador being someone who wants to build friendships from one country to another and from one people to another, and help us find bonds with one another and to feel safe and to make each other more healthy and good. And he had a job to do, which was further up the mountain. And he also realized he had been having this conversation with the dog, but he looked around and he realized no one else had heard it. So he turned to the puppy and said, "Thank you for the conversation. I need to go up to the monastery." He had appointments up at Lontang, the walled city, and on the way there, Logekar, a monastery. "I have to go to the monastery." "Dai, don't forget, I am your dog." Well, he got up, he put his pack back on, and he headed back up the mountain. Now, all the people in the village knew already, just looking at this dog, that this dog was going to become a Tibetan Mastiff. That is a massive dog, a huge dog. They're the kind of dogs that guard the king's palace. And they could tell he had a white blaze on his chest, which meant a brave heart. And he had these bright blue eyes. And he had above his eyes these two chestnut-colored dots, like the dachshund here has. And like this dog right here has. That on a Tibetan Mastiff, they say that makes it 4 eyes. And those extra 2 bright spots are of wisdom and mystery. And now Scott didn't know all this, but he kept on going up the mountain and he kept thinking about the words. "Don't forget, I am your dog." Well, some days later, he came back down and he was invited to tea by Wangdi Rapke, an elder of the village who happened to be Karchung's uncle, the uncle of the boy who had first found the puppy. They sat down for tea and talked of many things that ambassadors do. And then Scott asked, "Tell me about that puppy." He turned to Wangdi and said, "Well, I think it's wonderful that you see dogs as a source of happiness and that you would only give them as gifts, but may I ask you, would it be appropriate or all right to give a gift in return?" Wangdi said that would be very nice. Would a gift of, say, rupees be an appropriate gift? Rupees being the monetary, just like we say dollars. "Oh, well, yes, that would be very kind." So Scott reached into all of his pockets and he pulled out all the rupees that he had on him and set them there on the table by the tea. He knew that these rupees would help the people of the village. And then they went and they untied the kata from the big metal stake and they handed it to Scott. The puppy ran into his arms and put his paws on his chest. And so the puppy belonged to Scott. Now next, they ended up walking down out of the village because Scott worked down in Kathmandu. And along the way, they stopped many places, but the very first night, they came to a tea house, and the puppy had never been allowed inside where people lived before, but he was brought in too, and he played under the table. Scott had tied a couple willow sticks together to be a chew toy, and then after a while, Scott took him out to the yard where he chased around and tried to catch snowflakes on his tongue. But then, when the puppy was wondering, well, is there a shed here someplace I can sleep tonight? He was quite amazed that Scott scooped him up and carried him inside to where there was a wooden platform. Scott had put his sleeping bag down and set the puppy right there. And then he got himself into the sleeping bag and he lifted that puppy right up onto the sleeping bag. Well, the puppy knew he was in heaven, that his wishes and dreams had been answered. And then, before they fell asleep, Scott looked the puppy in the eye and said, you know, everyone's going to want to know your story. They want to know how a puppy from Mustang came to be with me. You know, I think maybe, would you like to be a diplomat too? Or maybe you're a diplo dog. Yes, I think you can help us understand that it's good to have wishes and it's good to have dreams and that dreams can come true. I think you can help, and that if we work together, anything is possible. But if you're going to become my diplo dog, you need a name. I think because you come from the land of Lo, what used to be the kingdom of Lo, and because Ki means dog and happiness, I would like to call you Lo Ki. Would that be all right? And the dog, who had never thought about having a name, but realized that humans like to give names, and that is very special in their hearts, he just sighed and nuzzled against Scott. And in fact, that's exactly what came to be. What matters is he became a diplo dog, and together, he and Scott's wife, they traveled all over the world. They had assignments in several places in the world, including Africa. But he says right in the book, which you can have yourself, because they're available over here, that being in Nepal was so special to them. And there's a picture in here of Loki, Scott with the dog. So, thank you.
Before I tell the story, I want to sing a song because Pramod encouraged me. And I'll be singing the song in 2 weeks at the Naropa Diwali that's going to happen on November 8th. And Sunanda will post it on Facebook after. She wanted to wait till today's event was over. The chair to keep the. Yeah. Okay, so this is called Diwali Sri Lakshmi Om. And it's in the, for those of you who are into ragas, this is in Raga Bhairav. Devi Mahadevi Om, Devi Mahadevi, 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 Devi Mahadevi Om, Devi Mahadevi. It's a call and response. Sing and respond. Devi Mahadevi Om, Devi Mahadevi, Devi Mahadevi Om, Devi Mahadevi, Devi Mahadevi Om, Devi Mahadevi, Devi Mahadevi Om, Devi Mahadevi. Little bit louder, please. Devi Mahadevi, Devi Mahadevi. We are celebrating Devi Mahadevi, Devi Mahadevi, Devi Mahadevi Om, 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 Devi Mahadevi, Devi Mahadevi, Devi Mahadevi, Devi Mahadevi. Diwali Sri Lakshmi Om, Diwali Sri Lakshmi, Diwali Sri Lakshmi Om, Diwali Sri Lakshmi, Diwali Sri Lakshmi Om, Diwali Sri Lakshmi, Diwali Diwali Shri Lakshmi Om, Diwali Shri Lakshmi, Diwali Shri Lakshmi Om, Diwali Shri Lakshmi, Diwali, help me please. Diwali Shri Lakshmi Om, Diwali Shri Lakshmi, Diwali Shri Lakshmi Om, Diwali Shri Lakshmi, 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 Diwali Shri Lakshmi Om, Diwali Shri Lakshmi, Diwali Shri Lakshmi Om, Diwali Shri Lakshmi, Diwali Shri Lakshmi, Diwali Shri Lakshmi, Diwali Shri Lakshmi, Diwali Shri Lakshmi. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Jai Shri Mahalakshmi ki. Jai Diwali Shri Lakshmi ki. Jai Kukur Tihar ki. Now the story. A little bit of a serious story. So in just north of Delhi is the old capital of what was called Indraprastha, the sacred city for Lord Indra. Indra of the Vedic deities. Indra he's in charge of storms, of rain, of thunder, lightning. He carries a dorje and a thunderbolt in his hands. So when a whole group of kings called the Pandavas, who used to rule in that region, just north of Delhi, if you picture central and North India, and their kingdom extended into Nepal in those days, about 1000 BC or so. So as they got, there were five kings, all brothers, the Pandavas, and their wife Draupadi, and their mother Kunti. So as they came into their final phase of renouncing worldly life and to go into the monastic phase, sannyas phase. So they go through the Himalayan mountains and they get tired along the way, one by one. They are leaving the body. They are proceeding into death. Except the eldest king, Yudhishthira. Say Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira. It's a nice, good tongue twister. Try saying the name Yudhishthira. I'm not hearing anybody. Yudhishthira. There we go. Yeah. Means he who is steadfast in his dharma. He was a king noted for his dharma, his conduct and well-being for the sake of the people. And so his celestial father was Indra, this Vedic deity of rain, harvest, who is worshipped at this time. So he's the only one left and he's still journeying, but along the way one dog joined him. Just came out of the forest from nowhere, you know. This is about the time dogs were getting domesticated, about 1000 BC. Anyway, so this dog was accompanying him, and however much Yudhishthira tried to just let the dog go back in the forest, the dog would not go. And it saved his life a few times along the journey, the loyal companions. And finally, Yudhishthira comes to the gates of heaven. And Lord Indra, the chief of the devas or the deities, is waiting to welcome him. He says, "Welcome, Yudhishthira, you have been a great and noble king. But you cannot bring the dog with you. You can come in. You have earned the right to come to heaven." Then Yudhishthira said, "What? I can't bring my dog in? Then I'm not interested in your heaven. Either send me back to earth or I will go into the realms of hell. There the Lord of Death, Yama, waits me, and he has 2 dogs. I only have 1 dog here. I can go there. They're company for my dog." Well, Indra is very impressed now. And he says, "I am so impressed with you. I give you full blessings for you to come in to heaven with your dog." But then Yudhishthira looks and the dog has disappeared. The dog has vanished, and in his place is the Lord of Death, Yama. Yama is there riding a big bull Or sometimes he rides a water buffalo, our Asian buffalo that serves us in the fields. I remember when I had to sit on my grandfather's water buffalo and take it to the stream to wash it, and I clung on to its horns. I was just a little girl. But they're so tame, they're so gentle. Anyway, Lord Yama comes on his water buffalo, and he holds a noose in his hand. See, he's the original Hindu cowboy, ready to lasso us, to lovingly pull us on our path of rebirth and the cycle of life, so that we realize we have to drop our bodies when the time comes. And in that loving journey, the dog is our companion. So Yama appears to bless Yudhishthira and say, I was the dog. I was testing you all along to see how loyal you are going to be to your dog, just as the dog has been loyal to you. And Yudhishthira is very happy. He's allowed into the gates of heaven. And so the reminder of this story is for each one of us to prepare for the time of our own passing with joy, knowing that our beloved companions are going to be with us either till they pass away or we pass away. We'll want to have our dogs with us. And so the loyalty and the affection and the commitment and love, this is also the message of Kukur Tihar with this story. Thank you.
And all the dog owners to come up here. We're gonna start by doing the puja. So we will offer some tika, some malas, and then we will share a treat and a wish. And after your blessings, we would also like to get a picture with the backdrop here. So if we could have all the dogs and all the dog owners up here, that'd be great. Thank you.
You're good, ma'am. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
I'm here to film you and your baby.
Hi.
What's that? Maybe.
Oh my God, oh my God.
So just sit down. I'll just quiet. Sit down. Oh, hey. Oh, okay. I have 2 dogs. This is on me. Wait, goddess ka puja. Goddess. Goddess. Goddess puja गर्ने सुरु. यो सबैलाई दिनु पर्यो
This is so beautiful. Good job. What do I do? Just worship the dog. Nice. Good job.
Here comes something else.
Goodness.
Oh, so sorry.
Can she eat this? No, just puja. Puja. There we go. Yeah. Thank you. Look, Ruby. Oh my gosh. No, it's okay?
Yeah.
Nice? Nice?
Yes. Good job.
Yeah. Dear Mary Jo, get up here. Maybe Yosh put it on him? You say, maybe Yosh put it on him. Yo! Hey, dogs. Y'all are big.
Thank you.
Huge dogs. You already got one. Do we need more garlic? Oh, you're good. Perfect. There you go. Just want to make sure.
Lay down.
There we go. Good boy, Odie.
Where come on? Oh, sorry.
Oh, thank you. There we go.
Oh, they think it's something to eat.
Thank you. Would you do it on my two passed away dogs?
Of course. Oh, that's beautiful that you brought the...
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a quick picture because I have another job. I have to go. Like freaking out. I have to leave. Yeah, shout. Just tell them
She's gonna announce it now.
Okay.
Can we please have all the dog owners up here with the dogs so that we can get some photos in? Thank you so much.
Just really quick, everyone. As best you can. I got a wide angle so you could be on the edges.
Yes, can you please have some people on the sides as well? Thank you.
Right. And then everyone here on here, please. Okay, ladies.
Attention, please.
Either go up there or
Picture.
Okay, ready?
All the dog owners, please face this way.
If you're not a dog owner, please get aside from the stage. Thank you so much.
You gotta go.
Ready? All right. This is gonna be real quick. It's about sounds like it.
If you're not a dog owner,
All right, ready?
Have her get out the way. That lady right there. Touch her.
I'll give you all treats. Ready? Are we ready?
Stop.
Ready? One,
Stop.
two,
Stop.
three.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh. So good. Yay. Okay, dog. Oh, beautiful. All right. Good job, guys. Good job. Wow.
There's dogs everywhere. Everyone. I'm gonna face the camera, kind of. It's a dog party.
Calm down.
Yeah, he'd love one. Only one though. I have the other ones for my dad.
No, only one.
You can eat it.
Looks like, so we saw the Lion King in Denver last night.
I can't stay for long.
No, it's okay. Don't.
He wants it too.
Thank you so much, everyone. This was beautiful. Now we have some food in the back. We have some Nepali food, some sil roti, some samosas, chia. Oh my God.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
Quality. You can just see the logo right there. We are a local LGBTQ nonprofit, and I am the Trans and Racial Equity Program Coordinator. I have worked with Sunanda for the past 2 years to make sure that we have Southeastern representation in our cultural programming, as well as building community intersections with how we can better resource the Southeastern community. So if you have any ideas, please do not be afraid to come up to me with questions. I have a little badge on. I also have cards if you want to be able to connect in the future. We have mental health resourcing, youth groups as well, and many other things. So if you have any questions, please let me know.
Namaste, everyone. Thank you again for being here. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Being here. Especially, I would. See, this is what happens when you are famous, right? Yeah, sure. Do you want to say something? Okay, we have Margaret here. She has very important information for our community to share. So I would like to give this microphone to her so that she can express what she is doing, and you would be able to share better than I did.
So this is a real joy to be here. This is so sweet. This is the most beautiful. This is going to make my year and my doggy's year. So why I'm here also is that several of us, including Mary Jo over here, have been working to get cards out for people to know their rights. Because we know that immigration right now and ICE sees a person of color, mostly, and may try to arrest you, deport you, detain you. So everybody in this country does have rights, even though right now it's being pushed to the limit. But these cards are in English and in Spanish, and they are for people to know what your rights are, to go to these websites and know what to do in case you are stopped, because it could be a traffic violation that you don't think you did. It could be something else. So we all know immigrants, and we all are immigrants. And so these cards are over at the table.
Namaste.
Namaste. Grab this
Namaste.
and also. And you can see little videos on what to do if you are stopped by a police officer or an ICE or whatever. So look this up. Please, everybody take at least one and take to share. Thank you. May we all be safe. This is a blessing to meet you.
Thank you. We appreciate that. So I hope you got that information. And Susie, we have Susie Hidalgo Faring, our councilwoman from Longmont, who is also a mayor candidate for this year. So I would like to invite you to say something to our crowd. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here today, and I appreciate the invitation.
building community and culture, this is what it's all about. And it's such an honor to be here and to learn about culture and how we share those connectedness with other people in our community. So thank you very much for coming out and helping, allowing me to be a part of this space and share this space with you. I'm very humbled.
Thank you, everybody. All right. The event is not concluded. We still have food being served. Please enjoy your food. But at the same time, I wanted to say thank you to my wonderful sponsors for this event. City of Boulder. We also have Rocky Mountain Equality, and while we have Rocky Mountain Equality, we also have Ann Nunan here, who sits on Rocky Mountain Equality's board. Please say hello. And Sri Devi already mentioned that we have another event coming up, which is on November 8th in partnership with Naropa University. If you would like to come and join us, I will be sharing that information on my Facebook page, so please tune in. Special thank you to my friend Benisha Shrestha, who represents Colorado Nepalese community. Thank you for being here. Special acknowledgement to Dan, who is videographing the whole event here. Thank you for your service. Thank you for helping me. My friend Chris, who has come here on the behalf of Recovery Cafe. He helped me set up the sound, so I wanted to say thank you to him as well. And all the people who are in the crowd, namaste to all the Nepalese community people who have come here and showed support to this event. We really appreciate you being here. And Sri Devi, and all of my friends here, Reena, Dinesh Dai, and all of you who are present here, I am sincerely thankful for you for being here. Thank you and have a great day. Please enjoy your snacks. Please welcome Ganga Chawla Gai, please, on the stage, who will be thanking you. And what I wanted to share today is this effort that we put together, although I did not want this to express it as a fundraiser event. What we in the community do is we gather, go to places, and door to door, usually if it was in Nepal, you go door to door and then sing and dance like we did here. That means the homeowner would bless you and also give you in return some money and fruits. And those are here. We are doing the same for Nepali Kar, which is a Nepali community center here in Westminster, and he is the vice president of the organization. So the fund that we raise from here, we were gonna support our community center, which is Nepali Kar, and that's what it was about. So it was a collaboration for Nepali Jatra as well as Nepali Kar together. So thank you again for your support, and please say a few words here. And I also wanted to thank you, Jagdish Dai, Manoj Dai here, and Krishna Dai, and I know everybody here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Sunanda. Thank you for everyone. She already explained what is the Tihar and Dog Festival. I don't need to do that thing again. So Nepali Community Center also, we are doing every year same thing like Tihar Festival, Devsi Bhailo, we celebrate in Nepali Ghar, also in the South Aurora Center. So thank you for everyone to be here. This is honor to be my pleasure to welcome you guys also here. Thank you so much. Special thanks goes to the Sunanda. She organized every year from last year to doing this thing. So thank you, Sunanda.
Anybody has anything to say?
Thank you.
Bob, do you have something to say?
Thank you.
Okay, I have a friend here who wants to share something about our community, and I'm more than happy to welcome her here and share this mic with her.
Thank you, Sunanda. Hello and namaste. My name is Benisha Shrestha. We have a non-profit called Colorado Nepalese Community, which is based in Denver metro area. Of late, we've been doing lots of cultural activities, cultural events, art events, And the current big event we are having is at CU Denver Emmanuel Art Gallery. There's a Nepali art exhibition, which is called Homeland, which is by Lain Singh Bangdare. He's the pioneer, father of Nepali modern art, and it is very, very spectacular. We have been getting lots and lots of visitors, and the exhibition is going to be there till December 13. So please, if your time allows, please visit. Please look at the exhibition, look at the art, and then there is our sincere effort to convey the message in the community. Representation really matters. Thank you and dhanyavad.
He is one amazing human being that I have a pleasure of knowing, and I'm so thankful. Not only he supports me with his sponsorship, he comes and then goes door to door with me to put all the flyers that I need to go to downtown in order for me to host the event, Nepali Jatra, in July. So yeah, thank you, Bob. He has been such a phenomenal support for Nepali Jatra. I really appreciate you being here. And also, yeah, share something that you would like.
Okay, thank you. If any of you are involved in the nonprofits or support them, we have an organization, it's called the St. Train Community Council. It's about 70, 80 nonprofits in the area. And on Tuesday, from 10:30 to 11:30, you can't eat this. We're going to have a community talk about what are we going to do. Our money's gone away in so many ways, from the state and from the cities and others. And hopefully we'll find some solutions. And most of it's going to come from people in small business. We're running out of other choices. Thank you.
Okay. I hope you got that message. It is very important. And another friend of mine, Berenice, would you please come here on the stage?
Hello. Good afternoon. Are you guys having a good time? Yes? Yeah. Woo! Very good. Thank you, Sunanda, for giving me the space to share some words with you. And this is a beautiful celebration for the Nepali community, our pets. So amazing. I just want to invite you all next Thursday in the Boulder Junkyard at 6 p.m. We're going to have a conversation about energy and transport for the Latino families and Latino business community. It's free, open to the public from 6 to 8. Sunanda will be there as well. We're going to be sharing food, tacos, music, and especially we're going to have community leaders tell us what are the needs that we're hearing in the ground from the Latino business and Latino families. So I hope you can join us, and let's continue celebrating this amazing celebration. Thank you.
All right, I have one last information piece that I wanted to share, and I was talking about fundraising for Nepali car. I have these wonderful T-shirts that I have here, which I will be selling it for $20, and all the fund that will be raised, that will be donated on top of what we already committed, which is on the behalf of Nepali Jatra, we would like to commit $600 to Nepali Her as a donation. And on top of that, we have all these T-shirts that if you would like to buy, I would be putting that on top of what we already have committed. So thank you for your support, and thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate you.